See you, Calvin. No winning streak yet this season. The Oilers fall 3-2 to the Calgary Flames, and we'll look to regroup Monday night against the Winnipeg Jets. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the GCL Diesel Oil Stream postgame show, live on location here at Boston Pizza 170th. We've had a great night tonight. It's been a lot of fun. Some great prizes given out. Norman a Combine, known Texans fan, won the CJ Stroud jersey. That was the grand prize given out tonight. There he is, Norm, big winner. Merry Christmas. There you go. Norman Combine crew right there. He's one of the few happy people here tonight after what was a disappointing 3-2 loss to the Calgary Flames. Huge turnout tonight from our Nasties. A big thank you to all of them. I'll shout out X-Ray Jay. He's here. Sticky Rice, Norman a Combine. We've got Tommy Rabella. We also had Vance Van Vandervan. We had Jay and Andrea. We had Dave and Twitter Mary, as well as Bryce and Garen from the Combine crew, and some others. Tony, Curtis, and really, really good time. Calvin and Marge were here. Absolutely tremendous. Great to have them down here. Let's welcome in Benny Thompson. There he is, Benny Thompson, and then Matt Kassian will be joining us shortly. All right, so Benny, you can text us 780-218-9999. Hop into the nasty chat as well. I have seen some people saying, like, pathetic effort, brutal, this and that. I thought the Flames played really good. I thought the Oilers were sloppy with the puck in the first two periods. Mm-hmm. And they hit the post, like, what, three times tonight?
5 times? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And that ended up being the difference. So I didn't hate the Oilers game. I didn't think it was particularly great. It was nowhere near as good as it was the other night. We heard Ryan Pike come on from Flames Nation earlier and say that it would come down to matchups if the Flames were to win. They were able to get that backline line out there against McDavid. They got the matchups they wanted because they were at home. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I wouldn't go as so far as to say, like, pathetic performance or effort. Not the best, for sure.
Definitely not the best.
But they had chances. They gave themselves chances to equalize it, to go ahead. The power play couldn't do anything. That second power especially.
Yeah.
Power play especially wasn't particularly good. But they were kind of right there with the Flames. Now, would I, if I was a fan of the team, be disappointed with the result and a missed opportunity? 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%.
100%. To me, the way I look at this one is you could tell that there was a break. You could tell that the Oilers, it was just sloppy with the puck on their stick. And I chalked that up to being a break where they were off the ice for a couple days, spending time with family on Christmas and all that stuff. And I'm not saying that's an excuse. I'm saying that that's what I saw. And I think that's the reason why they were sloppy with the puck today. To me, the Calgary Flames played about as good of a hockey game they could possibly play against this team. If the Calgary Flames and the Edmonton Oilers were to meet in a playoff series in late April this year, that's the blueprint for them to play Edmonton. That's how you do it. They were physical. They shot everything they could. They maintained possession, and they did a really good job of keeping Connor, Leon, all the top guys to the outside and letting them take outside shots. The Flames did a pretty damn good job. And then when there were high danger chances, Dustin Wolf was there to make the big save, or Oilers missed their shot, hits a post 4 or 5 times in this game. Like, it was a little bit of the Oilers are a much better team than the Flames on paper, and when they're playing at their peaks, the Oilers are a much better team. But the Oilers did not give you their best game. The Flames gave you pretty damn close to their best, in my opinion. Which is why I think why it was led to the Flames to win this one. So. You don't love that game if you're an Oilers fan, but I mean, like they've been playing such great hockey as of late. I'm not saying I'm willing to give them a pass on this one, but I'm not as furious as some other people are with thinking that it's a travesty and how could they have this type of effort? I don't know. That's a little too far for me.
It's still disappointing.
Of course.
I get that. I would 110% support an Oilers fan being like, I'm really disappointed with the first couple of periods. Turnovers were brutal. Regula one was horrendous, led directly to the goal by Lomberg, obviously. But they were in it. They were in it. A little bit of luck. Nice save by Ingram at the end there when everyone thought it was in, including Johnny Abbott. Still can't win 3 in a row, though. This is bugging me.
Yeah.
This is bugging me. I know there are some that think this is a championship caliber team or a contender, but you got to be able to win a bunch of games in a row to truly be a contender, in my opinion. In my opinion. Some people don't mind that win 2, lose 1. Win 2, lose 1. I think good teams find ways to put together a nice 10-game stretch. Edmonton was 7-2-1 going into this game in its last 10.
Yeah.
But still, like, not a single winning streak at all this season. We're almost at the halfway mark. We'll be at the halfway mark by the end of the week.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
They play Monday. They play Wednesday. What? They play Friday, I believe.
So, I mean,
it's a Saturday.
A 2 win to 1 loss ratio is great in theory, obviously. And I think if the Oilers were to do that for the rest of the year, I don't think anyone's complaining necessarily. But like you were saying, yeah, a win streak would be nice to see. You know, you need, like, good teams usually pair together more than 2 wins together. And I still think the Oilers will, obviously, in this year. The first 20 or 25 games or so of this season was not very good from the Oilers at all. We were coming away from a lot of Oilers wins going that they probably didn't deserve to win that one. I think now they're once again, I think the play has turned around. Tonight wasn't their best showing of that. I still don't think it was as bad. Like, they had looks. They had looks tonight. Like, that's the way I look at it. They had looks. They weren't going in, whether you want to chalk that up to Dustin Wolf being an incredible goalie or the Oilers is just not clicking because they just had a break and all that stuff or whatever. What do you want to chalk it up to? They just didn't go in. They had their looks. But Calgary played a pretty damn good game, and the Oilers couldn't respond.
780-218-9999. Flames did play good. Oilers sloppy. Flames took advantage of their opportunities that they were able to create. And Edmonton, a few posts. So let's go into Byron's text. We'll start things off with Byron. It says, hey, boys, tough loss on an outrageous giveaway. Ingram played well. I think they hit 4 posts tonight. Calgary came to play. That third line for the Oilers just does nothing. How long do you keep Mangiapane in the lineup? He does nothing out there. Oilers have to start to string together wins here. I would start Ingram Monday. Byron out of Winnipeg. They don't get much out of that third line. It was Mangiapane, Henrique, and Janmark. Great shot block by Janmark. I noted that earlier in the night. That's about it.
They did switch up that third line a little bit. It was the start of the game was Mangiapane, Henrique, Savoy. And then,
that's right.
And then in the third period, they moved Savoy back up to dry and pods and put Roslovic with Frederic and Janmark, and then let Mangiapane, Henrique, and Jones go. Pretty much the whole bottom 6 today. Like, just useless, kind of. And I think that's why they rode Connor and Leon as hard as they did tonight. They played a good amount of minutes tonight. So, yeah, I'm with you. To me, there's holes on this roster, and we've talked about them. Like, I think there's some bottom 6 issues, and Jack Roslovic, I think, needs to get going a little bit. He's been a little bit rusty. He's had a tough time coming back from his injury. If we see Roslovic come back to his form before the injury, that helps immensely. But I also think, this bottom 6, if it continues to play the way it has, you probably need an upgrade there. And then we've talked about on defense, I've seen a lot of comments about it in the nasty chat about Regula. I personally don't want Regula playing in the playoffs. You probably need to upgrade there too. So I understand Wallman's will come back eventually, but yeah, this is they have holes that they got to fix, whether that's players playing better as the season goes on, or they get them done at the deadline, or maybe even sooner. Right now the Oilers are definitely not a perfect team at all. They have some pretty glaring holes, and you could say some of those holes lost in that game tonight. It was it can't just be Connor and Leon every night. You got to have some depth scoring. You got to have some help around the lineup, and they didn't get it tonight.
A flawed team. We knew this. Weaker team overall than when they finished last year. We knew this as well. And, there's going to be nights like this, although when it's against your provincial rival and you can't even put together 3 wins in a row, it makes it super, super frustrating. All right, hop into the inbox, 780-218-9999. This is the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post-game show, live on location here at Boston Pizza 170. We had a great time despite the result. I know people here were bummed out about the Oilers 3-2 loss, but a good time nonetheless during the holiday season. And GCL Diesel, I should mention, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. Cass will be joining us in a few minutes' time. In the meantime, we will get to some more texts here. Lots coming in tonight as the oil falls. Let's go to Dirty Curdy. It says, Trent Frederic season illustrated in one play where Regula drives the net and a rebound sitting there, and he's watching and waving his stick rather than have his ass in the blue paint. Yeah, Trent Frederic, very frustrating time as a member of the Oilers. The contract exacerbates things. We get it. I have no answers. He came back. People wanted him to sit. He did.
Yeah.
Maybe they wanted him to sit another game.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. It's just, it ain't happening for him. And it's in his head. It's slow boots. It doesn't fit in well. I don't know. It just hasn't worked so far. And we get, 7 more years of this?
You could say this is rock bottom, hopefully. I hope.
Can't get much worse, can it?
Can't get much worse. I made a comment to you while I was down there. In a game where Lomberg, Klapka, they had Ball running around, their bottom 6 guys did their job today. They went and they were causing a muck, running guys, having good possession. I mean, Lomberg got their second goal. Like those guys looked good for Calgary. Their fourth line, third line looked good. And they
almost scored at the end there.
Yeah, and they were physical. I looked to you and I go, is this not the time where Frederic's got to go, okay, I got to answer back here. This is my job. My job's not to score 30 goals next to Connor and Leon. My job is to play 10 to 11 minutes and go run guys, cause a muck, be what Ryan Lomberg is on the other side. If Trent Frederic can turn to Ryan Lomberg, I'll be happy. And I think a lot of people will be happy because he's an impact player in the limited minutes he gets. He doesn't score a whole lot, but he runs around and he has an impact on the game. That line, you could say was their best line, I think, for Calgary. And Trent Frederic, I just looks at it, stares at it, and watches it happen. That's to me is where it's maybe he just doesn't have that. Where he just needs to see the opportunity and rise to it. And he's failed to do that pretty much this entire season. So yeah, I understand the frustration from Oilers fans with Trent Frederic. We've been beating this drum all year. It seems like it's the same conversation over and over again. But until he changes the narrative, that's just what it's going to be.
Get used to it, pal.
Yeah.
You're going to be doing this a long time. You're going to have a lot of the same conversations, and they're just as frustrating 10 years in as they are day one. But, it's been rough. Lomberg, by the way, that's the Stanley Cup champion right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go. I'm just trying to rub it in. I'm sorry. That was a jerk thing to say. That was rude. I apologize. Let's go to Brian Swain. Swainer digging up stats for us as he does every night. Great stuff from Swainer. Says couple stats on the 3-game win streak. Oilers are now guaranteed to not have a 3-game win streak in the first half of the season. The last time they did not have a 3-game win streak in the first half of the season was 99-2000. If I recall correctly, that was a 4-game sweep at the hands of the Dallas Stars, or maybe a 5-game loss.
Was that the trade that Tony was talking about? The acquisition the Oilers got?
German Titov?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. Tony from BP had himself a night tonight. That's for sure. The only other team in the NHL that does not have a 3-game win streak yet this season is St. Louis, and they're not having a good year at all. I saw somebody joking about how the Sabres are on an 8-game heater. Sabres are tied for a wild card spot with Florida. They're on the outside looking in, but that 8-game heater has them right there with the defending Stanley Cup champions. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. You know what? And it all started against guess who? Guess, Benny.
The Oilers?
That is correct.
Wow. What a hunch.
Great hunch.
Didn't do well in
crowd
school,
goes
but I
wild.
can guess pretty well, I can tell you that.
Yeah, well, wasn't a hard one.
Nope.
All right, let's go back into the inbox. 780-218-9999. The Oilers falling again. Stupid Peter says, if tonight isn't the night that Frederic steps up and matches Calgary's physicality and tries to bring some energy, then I'm not sure he's ever going to do it. Yeah, he really just waved his stick, didn't do much. Slow, maybe a step behind. Norman at Combine says, let's go, Stroud jersey. Congrats, Norm. Let's go to Coach Mike. Why can't Oilers fans have nice things, says Coach Mike. Oilers didn't ask Santa for a 3-game win streak, obviously. What bothers me about Frederic is that you look around the league and some random NHLer that I've never heard of has like 4 goals and 6 assists. Meanwhile, Frederic is doing absolutely nothing night in and night out. Signed, Coach Mike.
Yep.
Yeah. No argument here. I can't argue.
Like we're all in agreement here.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to Liquid Beaver. Says, I didn't think the Oil played that bad. The difference to me was the power play where they simply got outworked, hit a bunch of posts. Nugent Hopkins missed the net twice in the first period, both 2-on-1s. You have to convert on at least one of those. No response for Klapka running around, and that's concerning. If I never see Frederic, Regula, and Mangiapane dressed again, it would not hurt my feelings one bit. Signed, Liquid Beaver. Yeah, people are not happy. Not happy. Mike from Calgary says, good game, but the Flames traffic cones ran around and nothing. Yeah. RBM texting in says, hey guys, it's been a while. Hope everyone's been good. Haven't watched the game in quite a while, but I watched tonight. I don't really care about the regular season, to be honest. LOL. Have a good night. Welcome back, RBM. Oh, God. Evil Twin. Hey, Tom, stop reading the same bunch of texters every day. You know what, Evil Twin? I read as many as I can. And these are the people that actually contribute. Some of them there's some dumb texts. There's good ones. The people that are loyal to the station generally text it every night. Usually their thoughts are pretty rational. I don't know what else to tell you. We've been doing it this way for like 7-8 years now. It seems to work quite well. So I'm reading as many texts as I can, and I always appreciate good texts. Nasty chat I try to dip into. But if you want to text in to the text line, go ahead. I'll read it. If it's good and doesn't have any expletives. Even some expletives, I don't mind.
Yeah, you like the little beep button. I like this text from Jimmy O. I don't think you read this. Oilers got goalied. I like that text.
There you go, Evil Twin. I love those narratives. Welcome to our world, pal. we have 400 people watching and probably double as much listening.
Yeah.
Jump on in, pal. Scalding Cord says, after a Christmas dinner, Oilers were the turkey. I guess we really are what we eat. Uncle Dave says, I synced up Jack and Bob. It's the funniest thing actually getting to see all the little plays that make Bob moan. Wow, or angrily quip. Got to make a play there. Yes, Bob is a staff member and will always side on the Oilers' side because they pay him handsomely to do that. Jack, too. Let's go to Shaggy in St. Albert. Says, surprise, Oilers give away points to an inferior opponent. That great game against Flames now has been canceled out by the loss. Still no 3-game win streak. Ingram did his job with a save percentage above 900. Oilers try to cram for exam in the last 5 minutes. If they would have shown up for 40 minutes of the game, they most likely win. Still no 3-game winning streak and won't have one before New Year. Regula, defensive disaster again. Shaggy brings up a good point. Let's talk about something that was positive. Connor Ingram.
Yep.
He's been steady.
I have a couple positives.
Been very good.
That's one of them.
That's a positive.
Yep.
It looks like, but I'm not rich because the question of the night, Benny, was what? If they win tonight and Ingram has a good night, yeah. But I like the small body of work from Connor Ingram right now. Steady, calm, not scrambling around in his crease as much. I mean, he did make that big save at the end there, but
yeah,
I think he would be a positive tonight.
100%.
I'm not blaming him for those goals.
No, there was nothing he could have done really on any of those goals. He's been solid. Like to me, this was a loss that was on the guys in front of him. Like he had no business being a big issue as to why they lost the 3 goals. I don't mind him letting in at all. Yeah, it's interesting, man. He's making a damn good case to be the backup, man. He's being it's cool to see because it's putting pressure on Pickard, which I don't know if that's like a good or bad thing for him. I think we know who Pickard is, so it's like we've seen his peak. So I don't know if he's gonna play that much better because Connor Ingram's playing better, but I give him the start next game. I do. To me, you gotta ride this out. Like to me, you do this.
I don't mind it.
You do this until he has a bad game. I genuinely like. I think if he has a bad game, that's when you go, okay, all right, we're gonna go throw Pickard back in. But for as long as he keeps playing solid, man, we've talked about Oilers just need average goaltending, and I think Connor Ingram's giving them that. So ride it out. I wouldn't mind Connor Ingram getting the start next game as well.
All right, I called out Evil Twin. I'll give him credit. Evil Twin says Ingram has been solid. Ingram, and then adds, Oilers were sleepy and way less physical than the Flames. Yeah, see, Evil Twin, when you're not slagging people, you get a little airtime.
Yeah.
Jill texting in. Hello, Jill. Says, only thing to possibly be mad at tonight are Frederic and Mangiapane. Ingram, super solid. Flames played their best. Oilers were sleepy. 1 goal game. Who cares? Well, a lot of Oilers fans tonight.
All of them do.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world for me, this loss. Like it's really not. It's
disappointing.
Yeah, it's disappointing. They were sleepy. It is what it is.
Sloppy with the puck. All right, let's get Cass. He's ready to go. 780-218-9999. Jump into the nasty chat. It is the GCL Diesel Oil Stream postgame show. Live on location, Boston Pizza, 170th Street. We had a great time here. Big thank you to all the nasties who showed up. It was a lot of fun. Twitter Mary made phenomenal snacks. Cass, you would have loved them. She made them with love, and they were like mini cheesecake, like bite size. It was so good. Benny didn't get one. I'm sorry, Benny. I gave them away to everybody.
It's okay. It's probably for the best.
Staff snapped them up.
It's probably for the best.
They were delicious. They were one of the highlights of the night for sure. All right, Cass. So we've been going over mostly negative stuff. A lot of people disappointed. Didn't like the team's overall performance for the first 40 minutes. Sloppy puck play. The Flames worked their butts off. And people saying they didn't like how Knobloch is riding McDavid and Draisaitl. Like stuff we usually see when they lose. But what did you glean from that loss tonight?
Yeah, it was kind of we'll call it the typical for the season of when they lose, how they're playing as a team. It was sleepy. Coming out of the Christmas break, little lackadaisical, and that kind of bites them a little bit, or a lot, I guess, enough to lose a hockey game by it. I think that's kind of the game to me. Is they didn't take care of the puck very well. A lot of turnovers, a lot of forced plays, a lot of soft plays, and Calgary just wanted it more than they did. At the end of the day, that's the bottom line. Is Calgary probably deserved to win that game. Now, that being said, the old Post gave them a little bit of help. Edmonton had a few opportunities. If the puck would have went in, we probably would be talking about a very different thing, or from a very different perspective. Edmonton still hung in there enough to potentially win, but at the end of the day, you can't turn over the puck 25 times. You just can't do it.
Cass, some names that have come up and usually do when the Oilers lose. Frederic, obviously, Mangiapane, right? They want more production from those guys. They haven't gotten much, especially Frederic. But one guy who's kind of fallen under the crosshairs and in the spotlight of Oil Country is Alec Regula.
Yeah.
I think it's 45 NHL games now. What do you do in this situation? Because, they're playing well. They're 7-2-1 their last 10. They're winning games, but at the same time, he has a giveaway like the one on the Lomberg goal, draws the ire of the fans, understandably so, but at the same time, how do you get better as an NHL player, Cass? How do you look at that?
Yeah, well, you get better by playing and by getting better, making less mistakes. Yeah, that's how you get better. The tough thing is that he's probably being asked to do a little bit too much at this point in his still very young NHL career. Was he ready to play the type of minutes? I don't know. And if you see today, I mean, he dashed 2, played 13 minutes. Right now, Emberson at 12. You had Evan Bouchard eat up a monster 29 minutes total of ice time today. And it's not like it was a incredibly penalty-heavy game, where Bouchard only played on the power play. Like, he had to eat a lot of minutes. Ekholm eats quite a bit as well. Darnell Nurse a decent amount. But, Regula's minutes really ever since he... I want to say de facto became the guy, but ever since Kulak got traded, you had to ask more of Alex Regula, and he hasn't executed it at the level that I think management is happy with, that he's probably happy with, and that fans have identified and said, hey, he can't make plays like that. And you do have to give him some space and some opportunity to grow. I mean, guys are going to make mistakes, yes, but his window to do that for a team in the position as the Oilers are is very, very minimal, because if he can't, you have to find someone else that can. That's the bottom line. So I understand the frustration with that turnover and his play in general, because it's going to affect the team. It does. I mean, that play, like it or not, had a strong impact on the final outcome of this game.
That was his 45th game. I just confirmed it. Yeah. I want to further this conversation with the defense. You mentioned the minutes that we saw Evan Bouchard play tonight. What did you guys think of Matthias Ekholm's game? Just what do you think? I'm not gonna persuade you either way. Just what did you guys think of Matthias Ekholm tonight? Whoever wants to take it.
Benny, you go first.
Okay.
I was going to say you go first.
Okay. He is regressing. I think that's safe to say. To me, I think his old age is catching up to him a little bit. It seems like I still think he thinks the game well. And you don't really lose that as you get older. It's more your feet and his puck play, it would just dealing with the puck. To me, when he first came here, I don't think a lot of people expected him to be this like puck moving defenseman to pair so well with Bouchard. Like, both guys can break out the puck really well. I feel like that side of his game has really regressed as of late, and even in zone, trying to keep pucks alive. I just feel like it hasn't been the same level to what Ekholm has been. So yeah, I'm definitely not. I'm not thrilled with Ekholm's game so far this year. Now to say like he's a big reason why the Oilers are losing games, like to me he's still a positive. Like, he's still a good defenseman back there. Like, he's absolutely worth being paired with Bouchard. So like, who else would you pair him with? And the contract that he signed and all that stuff, like, to me, I think that contract was fair. If he continues to regress and become a third pair defenseman, $4 million down the line with the salary cap rising, that's fair money. So, yeah, I'm definitely not happy with how he's been playing so far this year. I think it's a little bit of his age factoring in, but I still think he has a big role on this team and still plays some pretty good hockey. Just, I think he's lost a couple aspects of his game.
Cass?
Yeah, I think ever since the injury / sickness combination of Four Nations of last year, it's like that just affected him physically in a way that he still hasn't recovered from and may not recover from. Age catches up with everybody. It does at some point. Age catches up with you. Still at times an incredibly effective player. There's more in the tank there for sure. It's not like I watch him play and I'm like, there's absolutely nothing left. I just don't think it's fair to expect him to be at the same level he was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I don't think physically he's at that same point where he can give, not from a lack of desire or effort, but physically there may be a little bit left in the tank, or a little bit less in the tank than there was, and that's natural. That's okay. Yeah, he's because when he gained, like, when we talk about that trade, for the Edmonton, and what that trade did for the Edmonton Oilers. And it's true, it did. In terms of improving the blue line and stabilizing things and enabling them to just be a better team with him in the lineup. And they still are a better team with him in the lineup than without in the lineup. But he's just not quite at the same level. And I think tonight was a prime example of that, again, where it's like is he good? Yeah, he's still good, but he's not quite where he was the last couple of seasons. Basically, again, just leading up to that Four Nations tournament.
Yeah, he got twisted up on that eventual game winner and stripped of the puck by Backlund there. I'm just curious. Yeah, I mean, what is he, 36 now? 35, 36. That's Father Time's undefeated, as they like to say.
Yep.
All right, let's go to this one. Speaking of goaltending, Janice, via the nasty chat, Janice says, Wolf covered the net, and the only areas left were the posts area. Any thoughts? That's one way to look at it, Janice. He got those posts. They're post and out, not post and in. I understand what you're saying, and he is a very, very good goalie. I actually thought he was really good on Tuesday night as well. So he had a good game. His team played hard. The effort was there. And, yes, you get a few posts, and that works in your favor. And he's kissing those posts, and rightly so. All right, 780-218-9999. Hop to the nasty chat as well. The Oilers fall 3-2 to the Calgary Flames. Cass, the enigma that is the bottom six. Is there something that you have to do immediately? Is this something where Stan Bowman and Jeff Jackson have to put somebody in there to boost it? Like, how do you look at the bottom six right now?
Yeah, floundering a little bit still. They haven't had someone just kind of from an identity standpoint take hold of that bottom six. Right? They haven't had. They don't have an identity. Yeah. The bottom six doesn't have an identity. It doesn't have like a, hey, this is what we do really well as a line. Hey, this is what we're all about as a line. Hey, this is what, you know what, we're not going to score a lot of goals, but we're going to be really tough to play against. We're going to eat up a lot of possession time. We're just going to grind teams down. We're going to just run teams over. We're just going to, be pests. We're going to be like, they don't have an identity right now, that bottom six. And it's not, and it usually doesn't feel like a problem until your top guys aren't scoring. Right? Like when your top guys are scoring and McDavid's putting up 3, 4, 5 points a night, well, yeah, it's not a problem. But when the game's a little bit tighter and those guys don't have as much space, well, yeah, then it becomes a problem. Yeah. And I think that identity to me of that group is the big thing. Like they need one of those guys to find a way to create I don't want to say like systems wise how you play, but systematically create just that this is who we are group. Now you'd like to see it be Adam Henrique. He hasn't managed to do that so far this year. You'd like it to be Trent Frederic, and we know how his season has gone. Matt Savoy, I don't think we can pin it on him as a guy that's been a little up and down and will continue to be a little up and down the lineup, playing the top six at times, drop down to that third line at times. He's been probably the most consistent out of all the guys that have rotated in and out. But everyone else, you're just kind of like, okay, well, has Max Jones really done a lot to stand out? What has that fourth line brought? Matthias Janmark, has he been as consistent this year as he has been in years past? Now, how much of that is on those guys? How much is that is, they're playing 8 minutes a night? There's multiple reasons, I would say, and I think fairly at times people can critique, and we would critique Knobloch's usage of the third and fourth lines, but part of that is they just, it's not like he can dependably just throw him out and know exactly what he's going to get every single time, which a lot of coaches really like for fourth lines. Like they like being able just to be like, I know exactly what this line is going to give me. And they're going to go out and they're going to work and they're going to dig and they're going to chip and they're going to hit and they're going to do this. But this group just doesn't seem to have developed that type of identity down the lineup like that. So what are they going to have to do? I mean, they're going to have to change something. If you can't depend on them how you like to. What is that going to look like? Who is that going to be? I don't know. I mean, because we kind of had a semblance of it, guys. Like, and I know he wasn't in the lineup tonight, and I'm completely biased. Where my biases, I try to. But I feel like Lazar was somebody that had been gaining some traction in that.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily love him. I know he ends up being the odd guy out of the lineup, but I kind of feel like he had been bringing some of that consistently. But he wasn't in the lineup tonight.
Well, you see him engage. That's when you listen and hear fans and read the nasty chat and the inbox. Every time they bring up Frederic and his inability to do anything, it's because he doesn't engage. He's a step behind. He doesn't get physical. Lazar kind of does.
Yeah.
I like Lazar too. I think he has that mentality of a fourth liner. He goes out there, he knows the job, goes and does it. I am curious, like obviously Clattenburg's dealing with an injury, and you can't expect Clattenburg to be a guy to come in and change everything about your bottom six, but I feel like we liked what we saw from Clattenburg when he was playing. So I think maybe that is a guy that could do that. And then the guy that's been sidelined for majority of this year has been Kapanen, which I know we kind of know with him what he is, but I wonder if he has a little bit of extra spark. I understand I'm picking at straws here, trying to find something to give this bottom six life. But
Benny, one thing Kapanen generally is a established NHL forward.
Yeah,
bottom six, whatever, has been a top six guy.
Yeah, he skates well. He tries to engage.
But you can't really say that about. Well, I don't know.
I'm just like those guys.
Maybe he's a step up on a couple of.
Yeah,
he couldn't be any worse than Trent Frederic right now. Max Jones, what do you expect from him? I think Kapanen's certainly more established than Noah Philp is. Philp's been out forever anyway. Yeah. I understand that sentiment though.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to read this quote, you guys. This is from Eric Francis, Sportsnet 96 or Sportsnet in general. He does some stuff with 960, obviously. This is a Ryan Lomberg quote. I'm going to read it out with some expletives. He doesn't swear, but it's not BP that he's referencing. Lomberg, when asked what he saw when he intercepted a pass to score the winner, a lot of net. I got a little pizza 70 deal here, so I think that Regula, whatever his name was, might be helping out with some of that. I told him I handed some pizzas out over the break. I didn't mean to. I thought we were going to go around town and hand them out, but no. Good on him. Shout out to Pizza. Great pizza. Put it right in the oven there.
That's aggressive.
Yep.
Oh man. Wow. Wow.
Did X-Ray J just try to kiss me?
He did. Yeah, he kissed your shoulder.
Oh, gross.
Oh man.
X-Ray J. Anyway, that quote.
It's a good quote. I mean, it makes me feel worse for Regula. That is what we would call undoubtedly a good old fashioned BP's Great White North, just served up the middle.
Well done.
Yeah. That's what that Regula play was. I mean, it was a pizza. That is exactly what we call it. Served on a platter, hot and toasty, right to him. It's just kind of funny he worked that in as many times as he did in one quote.
All right, we're going to go inside the Oilers locker room, and then we're going to get Cass's thoughts heading into Monday's game in Winnipeg. You heard on the broadcast that the Oilers are staying in Calgary for the night, staying warm. And then we'll make the trek to Winnipeg, which is probably equally as cold as we have been here in Alberta for the past, 5-6 days at least. Okay, who are we going to hear from first? I'll let Benny pick.
I mean, there's been some discussion around him today, so let's go to Andrew Mangiapane. This is Mangiapane from the locker room tonight.
4 days ago, is there anything that they did differently here tonight to kind of change the result?
Yeah, I think their intensity was kind of up there today. I think it also kind of falls on us that, I think our kind of start was a little slow and sluggish, right? And Yeah, right. It's a couple days off, break, and all that. You don't want to use that as an excuse. They're going through the same thing, so I would have liked our intensity to be maybe a little bit more engaged.
Did it feel like throughout the game you had been able to catch up?
Yeah, I'd say so. And I think throughout the game, I think we started to build a couple shifts. Right in the third period, I felt like we kind of maybe got our legs, and I was kind of maybe a little bit too late.
Yeah, you guys outshot him in the second half of that game, and you throw in a handful of posts. I mean, you guys were right there when it came to the margins in this one.
Yeah, it's a tight game, right? They usually are, especially Battle of Alberta there, right? So, I think we hit a lot of crossbars and posts and all that, right? So a couple more inches the other way, maybe it goes in for us, right? So close game, and I would have liked to come away with the win there.
What is the overall takeaway from this game, Andrew? Is it just a matter of, hey, we just got to come out of the gate, play a full 60? Is it as quick as a button press like that, or is it going to take a little work?
No, I'd say just like that, right? I think we got a good practice day tomorrow, get our legs going, get back into the rhythm of things, and be ready for our game in Winnipeg.
Okay, so that was Andrew Mangiapane, right? All right, back in his old stomping grounds. The last part, practice day, they really haven't practiced a lot. I think that's notable. Cass, what are they practicing on tomorrow? Probably in Calgary, then they'll fly out. That's what I'm assuming they're going to do.
Yeah, well, probably makes more sense, and you're not waiting for planes to be de-iced and adding an extra 2 or 3 hours to your trip because of said de-icing and all that stuff. What are they? I mean, you're going basics tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be a touch practice. It's going to be probably more of a systems day where you're getting through, just reviewing everything, getting comfortable with it again. I think another part of that too is you just want to get people back in the right mindset, because I think one of the things we did see tonight, not that they didn't want to work hard, but they got outworked by a Calgary team that was a little bit more hungry. And so I think you want to do enough just to get the team in that system's playing the right way type of mindset. So it's almost like not an up-tempo, high-pace practice. It's like almost a stop-go, slow things down, work things through, make sure we're execute right. That's most likely what I'd be looking at. We'll have to see. A lot of the players probably would look at it and go like, oh, we just want to feel the puck and let's just have a tempo type of practice. But I think it to me is a situation where you want to slow things down a little bit and actually work things through and talk things through, especially after reviewing the game tape tonight.
Okay, Cass, Winnipeg blew a lead against Minnesota. They're pissed. Scott Arniel, I saw some of his clips post-game. Didn't seem like a happy camper. What do you expect on Monday night?
Oh, man. Well, it's not going to be they're not playing for a third win in a row. So I think we see a return to form of what we saw pre-Christmas, which is just, I think, back to some of the up-tempo hockey. I think they played better on Monday than they did today.
Neat and tidy, Cass. Well done, sir. Great to have you back after the holidays. Enjoy New Year, my friend. We will catch up with you later in the week.
Thank you, guys. It sounds good.
All right. There is our game analyst, Matt Kassian, helping us break down the Oilers' 3-2 loss to the Calgary Flames. You can text us, 780-218-9999. You can jump into the nasty chat as well. We will continue on. We're going to go back inside the Oilers' locker room. We're going to hear from Evan Bouchard at a goal tonight. And let's hear what the Oilers' minute leader has to say.
4 days ago, is there anything that they did differently to kind of switch the result?
They started a lot harder there skating. Chipping in, making us break it out. I wouldn't say it was our best game, but a lot to improve on and some things like.
When it comes to the execution, Evan, what was the difference here tonight?
I think they were just playing faster than we were. Moving up, like I said, making us turn. Defense, we held on to it a little long sometimes, but like I said, there's lots to learn, but also some good.
Did it feel like you guys were playing a little catch-up, given the start that they had? I know they came out flying out of the gate and they got on the board twice in the opening 23 minutes.
A little bit, yeah. Coming out of 3 days off, we wanted to have a little better start than we did, but I thought as the game went on, we got better.
You got a goal on the power play, goals in 7 straight games for the man advantage. I mean, can you just maybe talk about the work? I know it was a loss tonight, but the work that you guys are doing on the power play, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's definitely clicking. I think it's hard when there's 5 guys that can make you pay. The guys up front, they make plays when you don't think there's a play to be made. I think at this point we know where each other are going to be, and I think it's working for us.
All right, there's Evan Bouchard. Power play success, yes. Edmonton first in the National Hockey League. PK, work in progress. It was better the other night. Tonight, the PK. I'm looking at the Winnipeg game. Here we go.
It was
PK tonight. 2 for 2 on the PK. 1 for 3 on the power play. So they win the special teams battle. Just barely, but Calgary's power play is 30th in the NHL coming into tonight.
Yeah.
It was at like 13.6%. It was 14% going into the game on Tuesday. Not a strong power play at all. Let me just double check that. I was looking at it when we were doing show prep for earlier. Yeah, Calgary's power play has been pretty bad this season. 13.6%. It fell to 30th. The PK for the Flames had been better. Got torched for 3 the other night against the Oilers. Got burnt for 1 again tonight. It fell to 17th in the National Hockey League. It does have 6 shorties, though, that Flames penalty kills. So leaky lately against the Oilers, but still dangerous overall. But their power play, anemic. I think it would be a good way to describe it. All right, let's see if we got any other texts. Coach Mike says Oilers could have been in first in the Pacific with a win tonight. Vegas just lost in a shootout. Vegas with a whopping 11 extra time losses. That reminds me of Boston the one year where they had 15 OTLs.
Oh yeah.
And I think they had like 21 games in overtime.
Yeah.
So a quarter of their season went to OT.
Was that their ridiculous year where they had that record-breaking year? Was it? Or is that the one?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because the record-breaking year they had like 63 wins, didn't they?
Yes, that rings a bell.
Let's go to Derek from Spokane texting in all the way out in Spokane. Good to hear from you, Derek. Says Frederic isn't even trying. Oilers fans will tolerate a slow start season, i.e. Connor Brown, where they see effort. Frederic is doing a skate-a-thon every night. Derek, I understand where Derek's coming from, but I also remember vividly 2 seasons ago, people just roasting Connor Brown for the first 60 games.
Yep. But to me, I think Connor Brown had a PK role. You know what I mean? Even though when he wasn't scoring, at least he was solid on a PK. Trent Frederic, I shouldn't say I love. I can appreciate the new ways that Oilers fans try to find a way to say Trent Frederic has no impact on a game. It seems like every night there's some new text of a new way to say that Trent Frederic did nothing.
I can appreciate that.
There's some creativity.
He just doesn't do anything out there.
Yeah.
Generally irrelevant, unfortunately, and it is super frustrating because of the contract he signed. It's the term, people. I know people bring it up all the time. All right, we'll get to the turning point of the game. Brought to you as always by our good friends at Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists. You have a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game at Advantage Sport Medicine. Book your assessment today, www.advantagesportmed.ca, or call 780-460-9977. You could point like the instances where the Oilers hit post. There was that one with like 45 seconds left that Bouchard rang off the bar. Close, but no cigar. Also, as some people alluded to in the chat, doesn't count as a shot. I think it was Janice who said, well, Dustin Wolf's only giving them the post to shoot at. Mm-hmm. I hear you, Janice. So I'm going to go with this one for the turning point of the game. You get the turnover from Matthias Ekholm by Michael Backlund, stripping him of the puck, takes it back the other way. Ekholm and Bouchard get twisted up with some nice passing back and forth, and Blake Coleman converts what eventually is the game-winning goal. It was the 3-1 goal at that point, and the Oilers would get a goal from McDavid to bring it to within 1. However, they couldn't get the equalizer. So without the equalizer, I'm saying Michael Backlund strip of Matthias Ekholm, and then a nice passing play with Coleman there is your Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy turning point of the game. Benny Thompson, you got anything?
I'm kind of spoiling my player of the game with me bringing this up. So I don't know if we want to tackle this now.
You can do that. You want to go for it. Throw the liner out there.
Okay. Hold on. Let me pull up the liner. Give me a second. But it's just the play of we were talking about how when Kulak left in that Jarry trade, it's about who was going to replace Kulak. And Cass brought it up earlier about Regula, about how there's more pressure on him, and he just doesn't think it's gone well with him. And I 100% agree with him. I think he has struggled to kind of take on more minutes and play a bigger role on this team. But I think a guy that has done that pretty well so far, there's a guy I'm going to say in a second here. Hold on. I almost have the liner up. It is. Okay. Alrighty. Wait, no, that's the. Okay, here we go.
Do you want me to read it? Or
I got it.
Okay,
David Bunting has been a consistent top producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out at DamonBunting.com or visit Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. Player of the game today. Thank you.
That's why I send you a show lineup every game.
I know. The player of the game today, Spencer Stastny. He's on the thumbnail. I was skeptical a little bit with bringing his defenseman in to play the role he was given. He had not even, I think he just hit the 80 game mark before making his way to Edmonton. A lot of people said the scouting report was he moves very well, and he's kind of a Kulak light. I was skeptical because I'm sitting here going, how are you going to trade a guy that's been to the Stanley Cup final with you back-to-back years, and you're replacing him with a guy that just hit the 80 game mark in the NHL? Like, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. But he's in a small sample size, has proven me wrong a little bit. I've really, really enjoyed his game. I think they trust him in multiple different situations. You can see his feet think as fast as his brain does, which is key with a hockey player that has good mobility. You want to make sure the brain's there too, and he has that. He's good in his own end, man. His sticks is in the good lanes, makes a good first pass. I've really liked what I've seen so far in Stastny. I mean, we'll see if that continues and if they still look at him as a trustworthy defenseman in the playoffs. On hopefully another deep playoff run for this team, but I've been really impressed with Spencer Stastny, and I think today even as well, there's a couple times I was going, well, that was a good play by Stastny. So, I thought I'd give him some love. So, yeah, Spencer Stastny is going to be player of the game today.
All right, Damon Bunting, real estate player of the game is Spencer Stastny. I'm not going to argue with that. I'm pleasantly surprised with what he's been able to do so far. I did really enjoy and appreciate Brett Kulak as a player and as a person. I admit that, and I think that the Oilers are weaker defensively as a whole without him. But so far, so good from Stastny. Let's see if that continues to grow and build, and he turns this into a good run, and the Oilers maybe dug someone out that could potentially be a stalwart in, well, maybe in that 5-hole, maybe creep up to the top 4 at some point or fill in here and there. Who knows as Matthias Ekholm continues to age, but they also have Jake Wallman, who's still on the shelf and is going to factor in somehow. So, I don't mind Spencer Stastny so far. So sneaky good pick there, Benny, on the Damon Bunting Real Estate Player of the Game. All right, we're going to wrap things up with a few texts here. We've had a lot of people texting in, people getting feisty tonight. I kind of like it. I do appreciate it. Scalding Gord says, Tommy worked harder on draft prep than Frederic does in games. Wow. I did not mean to move.
That's a
I
good
did
one.
not mean to move. I accidentally hit the move, but I meant the clap. That was good, Scalding Gordon. Norman at Combine says, excellent night, boys. Don't let the Oilers' performance bring anybody down. X-Ray J was at peak performance. What's better than that? Yeah, X-Ray J was in fine form.
Thanks for
Turner texting you. Yeah. He bought everybody a shot, which was nice of him. Very nice of him. Turner texting in says, number 29 looked a bit hungover tonight. Maybe took a bad shot earlier in the game or too many Christmas beers. That text comes in from Turner. Juan says, if we don't hear your text, step up your game. There's no leader in the room in the bottom 6. No one that takes charge. Good text there, Juan. Matthew Wannick's fan club. Haven't caught the show yet coming from the game, but that was ODR level ice out there. Embarrassing. Yeah, Oilers, we said it. They were sloppy with the puck in the first 2 periods for sure. Let's go to Bean. Bean says, it seemed like Ekholm had a rough night. Is this a trend? Catching the show live tonight. Usually listen to the show the morning after or on the drive to work. Nice to catch it live. Also, can we put the damn second power play unit out from time to time? Yeah, they barely get any gravy time.
I'm totally fine with them running the top power play because they're the best power play in the NHL right now. I have a hard time.
34% going into the game tonight, Benny.
I have a hard time critiquing the Oilers' power play. It wasn't great tonight. They scored 1 goal. They went 1 for 3, which is pretty solid. But the 2 other power plays they had didn't look great. But this whole stretch leading up to tonight was flat out ridiculous. Yeah, I personally understand why the Oilers would play their top power play unit as much as they do.
I gotcha. Stanley in YYC chiming in says, sloppy game from Edmonton outside of 39. He was outstanding. Someone tell number 10 to play like number 43 of the Flames. 10 was a ghost like the rest of the bottom 6 when they needed him and them to chip it in this game. Stanley, who's in YEG over the holidays. Thank you, Stanley. And then Troll says, how do you lose to a team as the Flames? Never mind, more than once in a season. They should be embarrassed. So Edmonton falls to 1-1-1 against Calgary. They have 1 more game remaining against the Flames this season. Troll, I don't want to do it, but I'm going to remind you, the Oilers lost twice to Buffalo this year. And this 8-game winning streak that Buffalo is on right now started against Edmonton. They just do that.
It happens.
That's their thing. All right, Benny. Monday against the Winnipeg Jets. That's a 5:30 start. We're live on the air with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 4:30. We're going to cut into the Reed Wilkins show. We'll let Reed and Jay finish up in the final half hour before 6 o'clock. And we'll have your postgame coverage as well as per usual on our fine station. What do you expect on Monday in Winnipeg?
One, I think I'm going back to Ingram. I think you go back to Ingram on Monday, personally.
That's a statement if they do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's saying. I think that would be saying stuff that we've been talking about how they've been, I think, impressed with Connor Ingram's game so far, and
right.
That's a great sign because his AHL numbers did not look great, and he's not playing like them right now. So that's pretty good. I mean, I expect a better effort from the Oilers, but I mean, to be honest with you, I thought their effort wasn't horrible. They had looks, they just didn't go in. I expect them to be a little bit more efficient against Winnipeg. You got rid of the post Christmas game where you stuffed your face with turkey and probably some beers, maybe some cigs if you're Draisaitl. And now you're past that. Weekend's done. Okay, Monday, let's go. I expect, I don't know if they'll pick right up where they left off before the break, but I expect a little bit more of an efficient game against Winnipeg. I still like their chances to win, but that's why you play the games. So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens, but yeah, I expect a better effort on Monday.
The Jets just 2 wins in their last 10. They dropped another OT decision tonight. 2-5-3 is their record.
Winless in 5
in the last 10 games. Winless in 5 as well. Thank you, Benny. Yeah. And 8-7-2 is the Jets' record on home ice. Yes, they had a lot of time without Connor Hellebuck. How much are they missing? Nikolai Ehlers. What else is going wrong in Winnipeg because it's been a tough go for them so far this season. The Jets record right now, 15-17-4. It's good for 34 points. Edmonton tonight with that 3-2 loss to Calgary falls to 19-14-6. Yes, blown opportunity. Absolutely. I will give anybody and everybody who says that, I'll give that to them 100%. Sloppy. A couple of mistakes burnt them. They hit posts. Tough way to lose, but it did happen. They'll look to bounce back in Winnipeg and maybe reel in the Vegas Golden Knights, who with an OT loss tonight, or was it shootout? I'm just looking here. Shootout, 6-5 to the Avs. Have now moved into sole possession of first place in the Pacific Division with 45 points. Edmonton has played 3 more games than Vegas, and Edmonton has played 1 more game than the Anaheim Ducks, who dropped their second straight game. Tonight, we'll see what the Oilers can do in Winnipeg on Monday. Again, 5:30 start Monday. We're on the air at 4:30 p.m. Join us, won't you? That's going to do it for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post-game show. Huge thank you to Curtis and Tony and Sarah and Mariah and Shay and the staff here at Boston Pizza 170th. To all of the nasties who came out tonight. You guys are great. We appreciate you. The roads are slick. It's cold as hell out there, and you guys braved the cold and the bad roads and made it out here. Made it a great time. That's always the best. We have a great time here at BP 170th. We're going to be at BP Clairview on Monday, where we're going to give away some tickets to an Oilers game as well. Great prizes are from Lisa and Jason over at BP Clairview. Join us, won't you? We always have fun. That's going to do it for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post-game show. For Matt Kassian and Ben Thomson, I'm Tom Gazzola saying enjoy the rest of your night. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. And enjoy your Sunday as well. We'll talk to you on Monday. Goodbye, everyone.